Police flee as attempt to recover body of American killed by tribe goes wrong. Police fear they may never retrieve the missionaries' remains. A lot of Americans on here saying, just shoot them, not realizing there's a big difference between an island and a school. Unnatural hair colors in women are a warning signal to stay away. It's an example of parasitism, the phenomenon of poisonous animals in nature advertising their toxicity and lethality. Parasitism is there to warn off predators, not sexual partners. If you're repelled by it, it's working. Keep your immune system good. Keep your gut healthy. Wash your hands. No hand sanitizer. Eat real food. Organic as much as possible. Drink pure water. Get outside in nature. Everybody wants to do the work. Vaccinations lower your immune system and cause more problems than they're supposed to prevent. Isn't it funny how, a few hundred years ago, all that existed was organic food, hand sanitizer hadn't been invented and most people spent all day outdoors, and yet everyone still died of smallpox? Brutal and extended cold blasts could shatter all records. Whatever happened to global warming? I am 54 years younger than you. I just finished high school with average marks. But even I can tell you that weather is not climate. If you want help understanding that, I can lend you my encyclopedia from when I was in 2nd grade. It has pictures and everything. Should we elect more millennials to Congress? Given my understanding of linear time, I'm fascinated to hear what the alternative is. Fact, if the Earth was 10 feet closer to the sun, we would all burn up, and if it was 10 feet further, we would freeze to death. God is amazing. Whoa, that's crazy. I know. Amen. To anyone wondering, that's not true. First, Earth's orbit is elliptical and the distance from the sun varies from around 147 million kilometers to 152 million kilometers on any given year. Second, every star has a habitable zone that is affected by the size of the star and its intensity. The sun's habitable zone is about 0.95 AU to 1.37 AU. An AU is the Earth's average distance from the sun, 93 million miles. So Earth's orbit could decrease by 4.5 million miles or increase by 34 million miles and still be in the habitable zone. Third, if your claim was true, any moderately sized earthquake could take us out of the habitable zone. Sorry. Okay, that's cool and all, but don't ever comment on my status telling me that I am wrong ever again. I didn't ask you, did I? Answer, no. I've just been informed that some people find the term anti-vaxxer to be offensive. From now on I will use the more technically accurate term of child murdering F-word. The whole uncontested tribe thing is bizarre. Governments are basically preserving human beings like museum exhibits. Don't these people have a right to know that modern society exists? Do you think they really enjoy dying of diseases we can cure with antibiotics? So you are okay with us illegally crossing their borders so they can experience our better society, but not okay with other people crossing our border to experience our better society? Okay, got it. In all fairness, Brits probably don't do Thanksgiving because if we had to take a day off for the anniversary of us effing over a native people and ruining their country, we'd never have to go to work. Yesterday I asked my 12-year-old son what other kids at school think about him having 2 dads. His response, they don't care, but they don't like how I'm immune to yo mama jokes. Yo mama so ugly yo dad had to get a husband. Hey there, thanks for submitting to dank memes. However, reading the title of your submission, LMAO, literally gave us cancer. We're now off to see an oncologist. In the meantime, resubmit with a title that sucks far less ass and doesn't pose a threat to mankind. Still fancy that cup of soup, now? Yes, because I'm fully aware that liquids start to solidify when you reduce their temperature, you effing buffoon. If God made you a male, that's not a mistake. If God made you a female, that's not a mistake. Saying any different is insulting a perfect creator. Read your word. God made you brunette, yet you are now a blonde. God gave you bad vision, yet you fixed it with glasses. God gave you crooked teeth, yet you straightened them with braces. Trans people change the outside to match the inside, just like you do. Sit down. Jesus said so. Bum rushing the border is a choice and has consequences. Watching the USA finally defend our borders was the highlight of my Thanksgiving weekend. If only border security had been this tight at the first Thanksgiving, we'd all still be in Europe and the Queen could have you boiled in oil for saying shit so stupid it disgraces the Commonwealth. How dare you reblog my posts but not follow me? If you find a gold bar in a trash bag, will you take the whole trash can, or just the gold bar? The F. Again, no competition. You can't buy class. You can't buy anything. This bears repeating. Apparently I'm too negative and hostile towards Trump supporters. So, to all of the Trump supporters out there, if my tweets have ever offended you in any way, from the bottom of my heart, I humbly apologize. I honestly didn't think any of you could read. Expressing love to another is not morally wrong. Only in your crazy world, sin is good. You support a thrice married malignant narcissist womanizer who cheated on all his wives, and who worships money. Don't talk to me about sin. Brutal and extended cold blast chatterall records. Whatever happened to global warming? Sign. Winter. You've just had the 4th hottest summer ever. We've just entered a solar minimum. El Nino affects the harshness of winters in the northern hemisphere. Weather is not effing climate. Your eye test was just completed by NASA. Results came back negative. If you're Irish and you complain about Britain erasing culture, but can't even speak the language, don't know anything about Ireland before 1910, then just shut your cake hole. Nobody care. Them being Irish and not being able to speak the language and not knowing anything about Ireland before 1910 is a direct result of Britain erasing culture. You goddamn vitamin D deficient circus clown. Joke's on you, I'm European. We get an extra week off school. We get to survive school. A guy asked me out today and I told him no, but I wanted him to try harder. Why didn't he try again? A girl asked me what I wanted for lunch and I said pizza, but I really wanted steak. Why did she bring me pizza? Do you see how stupid that question sounds? That's how your question sounds. I had a girl dump me once. A month later she started sending me angry texts about how I didn't fight to keep her and she was only testing me. Same scenario happened to me a year back. She freaked out. What do you mean? Okay, don't you want to keep me? I asked a girl out, was declined. She told my brother I took it like a gentleman. Little flirt later. Guess who got that date? My wife does that. Her. You want chicken or salmon? Me. Salmon. Her. Well, I need to cook the chicken before it spoils. Me. Well, why did? Play stupid games. Win nothing of value. Had an ex do this. Dated a month. Asked me to just be friends. Said sure. Got mad I didn't fight. No means no. Expect when a guy's supposed to read minds and no it doesn't. But it may later mean no. Unless the girl changes her mind. I wanted TP play games. He didn't play along. I've decided to blame him so I can avoid personal responsibility for my actions. No. Things like this pisses me off. My last girlfriend of 8 years left me on the day I was going out to buy a ring for her because she didn't feel wanted enough. It tore me apart inside, but I learned to move on. Kinda. A few months later she texted me and told me the reason she left me was because she wanted me to chase after her. I wanted to so badly, but I thought, it's over. Meant it was over. No one will. People who say not to talk to them before their morning coffee are basically saying that they're unpleasant to be around when they are not under the influence of dogs. Unless what they are really saying is that you're unpleasant to be around until they are under the influence of drugs. Bingo. Android. iPhone. It's funny because the iPhone's battery dies before Mufasa does. Millions of small children just watched two girls kiss and had their innocence broken this morning. My son had 3 active shooter drills at school since August. He's in kindergarten.